In the infinite expanse of the cosmos, legends collide. What happens when the galaxy's most ruthless bounty hunter, Lobo, faces Earth's unstoppable force of nature, the Hulk? Two titans, fueled by chaos and rage, clash in a battle so fierce it shakes the very fabric of the universe. Who will rise as the ultimate powerhouse? And who will be left in the rubble of their destruction? Welcome back to Myths and Mythologies, the home of epic stories where we bring your favorite legends to life and ask the ultimate what-ifs. Before we dive into this galactic showdown, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications to never miss a single clash of myth and might. You, our incredible viewers, are the heart of this channel, and your support fuels these epic battles. So, thank you for being part of our journey. Now, grab your snacks, settle in, and let's explore the untamed fury of this epic encounter. This one's for you, our amazing community. Let's do this together. The vastness of the cosmos holds countless stories, whispered across galaxies, echoing in the void of space. These stories tell of beings who defy natural laws, embodying chaos, power, and destruction. Among these legends are two forces of nature who could not be more different yet share a common thread: unrelenting determination. One is Lobo, the infamous Charnian bounty hunter, feared throughout the universe for his savage cunning and ruthless efficiency. The other is the Hulk, Earth's green behemoth, driven by boundless rage and unmatched strength. Their collision would not just be a battle but a cosmic event etched into the annals of time. It all began with a simple transmission. The bounty hunter lounged in a dimly lit bar in the outer rim of the Vega star system, a glass of glowing blue liquid in hand. His boots rested casually on the table as the bar's rowdy clientele avoided his gaze. The message was brief, delivered via an encrypted holocom. Target, Bruce Banner. Reward, 10 million galactic credits. Condition, eliminate. Lobo leaned back in his chair, a toothy grin spreading across his face. Banner, huh? That's the one they call Hulk, he muttered, swirling the drink. Finally, a job worth my time. The name Hulk wasn't foreign to him. Tales of the Green Giant had reached even the farthest corners of the galaxy. A creature so powerful he could destroy worlds, fueled by anger and impossible to contain. To most, the Hulk was a nightmare. To Lobo, he was a challenge, a prize to be claimed. Wiping the bar's sticky counter with his sleeve, Lobo slapped a few credits down and strode out, revving his iconic space hog. The engine roared to life, echoing across the station. With a cackle, Lobo kicked the bike into gear, blasting into the void and setting his sights on Earth. Meanwhile, on Earth, Bruce Banner was doing everything in his power to stay off the grid. The wilderness had become his sanctuary, far from the chaos of cities and the threats of those who sought to provoke his monstrous side. For weeks, Banner had lived quietly in a remote cabin, surrounded by dense forests and towering mountains. His days were spent researching, trying to find a cure for his condition, and his nights were haunted by dreams of destruction and anger. But peace was not meant to last for someone like Banner. Lobo's descent into Earth's atmosphere was anything but subtle. A fiery streak lit up the night sky as his space hog tore through the clouds, its engine screaming like a banshee. The bounty hunter crashed into the middle of a quiet town, his arrival marked by a crater of smoldering asphalt and the terrified screams of bystanders. Now, where's the fun in a quiet entrance? Lobo muttered, stepping off his bike. He cracked his knuckles, his crimson eyes scanning the panicked crowd. The humans scattered like insects, their fear only fueling Lobo's amusement. All right, you fleshy little meatbags, listen up. I'm looking for a guy named Banner. Scrawny fella. Turns into something greener. Point me in his direction, and I might let you keep your town. When no answer came, Lobo shrugged, pulling out a massive, energy-loaded chain. Guess I'll just have to flush him out myself. Buildings crumbled as Lobo unleashed his brand of chaos, his chain slicing through walls and support beams as explosions lit up the town. The destruction was more than enough to draw the attention of Bruce Banner, who had been monitoring the town from the safety of his forest hideout. His pulse quickened as he recognized the silhouette of the intruder. He knew the name Lobo, had read enough files from S.H.I.E.L.D. to understand the threat he posed. The screams of the townsfolk cut through his hesitation. As much as he wanted to stay hidden, to keep the Hulk suppressed, he couldn't let innocent lives suffer. Banner clenched his fists, breathing deeply as the transformation began. His skin turned green, his muscles bulged, and his mind retreated into the recesses of his consciousness. The Hulk emerged with a deafening roar that echoed through the mountains, shaking the ground beneath him. Lobo's ears perked up, his grin widening. "There he is," he exclaimed, revving his space hog. The bike roared forward, its wheels kicking up sparks as Lobo charged toward the sound. The two forces met in the town square, their collision sending shockwaves that shattered windows and knocked debris into the air. Hulk's massive fist slammed into Lobo's bike, sending it skidding across the pavement. Lobo leapt off mid-spin, landing gracefully on his feet. He adjusted his leather jacket, his grin never faltering. "Not bad, Greenskin," Lobo said, spinning his chain. "Let's see if you can keep up." Hulk didn't bother with words. With a guttural growl, he lunged at Lobo, his fists crashing down like sledgehammers. Lobo dodged with impressive agility, his chain wrapping around Hulk's arm. The barbs bit into the green skin, drawing blood as Lobo pulled with inhuman strength, twisting Hulk's arm behind him. "You're tough," Lobo admitted, tightening his grip. "But tough don't mean unbreakable," Hulk roared, yanking the chain with such force that Lobo was flung into the side of a building. The impact left a crater, but Lobo merely shook it off, rising from the rubble with a laugh. "Now we're talking." The battle raged on, each blow exchanged with the force of a hurricane. Hulk's sheer power was met with Lobo's cunning and unrelenting ferocity. The town was obliterated in minutes, reduced to smoldering ruins as the two titans tore through buildings and streets. Civilians fled in every direction, their screams drowned out by the sounds of destruction. Realizing brute force wouldn't be enough to subdue the Hulk, Lobo activated a device on his belt. A gravity net materialized around the green behemoth, the shimmering field of energy locking Hulk in place. Lobo cackled as he revved his bike, the net dragging Hulk skyward. "You're strong, big guy, but let's see how you handle zero gravity," Lobo taunted as they breached the atmosphere. The Earth shrank below them, its surface glowing softly in the distance. Hulk thrashed against the net, his roars now muted by the vacuum of space. But his strength was unrelenting, and with one final surge, he tore through the energy field, sending shards of light scattering into the void. Lobo barely had time to react before Hulk propelled himself toward him, the green Goliath grabbing onto Lobo's bike and ripping it apart mid-flight. The two tumbled through space, their momentum carrying them to a barren moon orbiting a distant planet. Lobo landed first, the impact forming a crater beneath him. He rose slowly, cracking his neck as he looked up to see Hulk descending like a meteor. The moon's surface shook as Hulk landed, his massive frame creating a plume of dust and debris. "Round 2, Lobo said, his grin undiminished. He retrieved his sidearm, a massive energy blaster, and fired a volley of shots. Each blast illuminated the desolate landscape, but Hulk charged through them, his skin absorbing the impact. The moon became their battleground, each strike sending shockwaves across its surface. Lobo's agility and resourcefulness kept him in the fight, but Hulk's raw power began to overwhelm him. Craters formed with each of Hulk's punches, and Lobo found himself struggling to keep up. Desperate, Lobo reached for his trump card. From his jacket, he retrieved a vial filled with a swirling, glowing liquid. "This here's my ace in the hole," he said, injecting the serum into Hulk's arm. The effect was immediate. Hulk roared in pain, his body convulsing as the serum disrupted the gamma energy that fueled him. His massive form flickered, shrinking momentarily as Bruce Banner's face emerged. For a brief moment, Lobo thought he had won. But the serum had an unintended effect. Instead of weakening the Hulk, it amplified his rage, pushing him into a state of uncontrollable fury. Banner's consciousness vanished entirely, leaving only the Hulk's primal instincts in control. "You wanted the Hulk," he growled, his voice deeper and more menacing than ever. "Now you've got him." The final phase of the battle was nothing short of apocalyptic. Hulk's strength had reached new heights, his every strike shattering the moon's crust. Lobo fought valiantly, using every weapon and trick at his disposal, but it wasn't enough. The green Goliath was unstoppable, a living embodiment of rage and destruction. The end came with a single, devastating blow. Hulk's fist connected with Lobo's chest, the force sending the bounty hunter flying across the moon. He landed in a heap, his body battered and broken. Hulk stood over him, his chest heaving, his eyes still burning with rage. As the adrenaline faded, the Hulk began to shrink, his massive form giving way to the frail figure of Bruce Banner. He looked down at Lobo, a mix of pity and relief on his face. The fight was over. Back on Earth, the mysterious entity that had placed the bounty on Banner rescinded their order, unwilling to risk another failure. Banner, for now, found a moment of peace, though he knew it wouldn't last. Lobo, ever the survivor, eventually regained consciousness. He sat up, groaning. In pain but chuckling despite himself. "Next time, Greenskin," he muttered, cracking a grin. Next time, the cosmos would remember this battle, a clash of titans that left a moon scarred and legends forged. Hulk had proven, once again, that he was the strongest there is. But for Lobo, the hunt was never truly over. For the main man, there was always another fight, another bounty, and another story waiting to be written.